Hi, Bruno Jr. here. Our podcast, Busting Addiction and Smiths, is sponsored by SafeHouseRehab.com. SafeHouse believes that traditional treatments fall short of the needs of clients who face the modern problems of addiction. Modern problems need modern solutions. Multiple addictions, multiple relapses, multiple triggers, and cheaper and more powerful street drugs set up unprecedented challenges facing treatment centers. What is needed is a more sophisticated approach, a better way forward. There are 3 reasons to choose our progressive modern treatment program. 1, a more sophisticated intake process. 2, technology proven to enhance recovery. And 3, the most robust aftercare program in our sector. To learn more, visit us at SafeHouseRehab.com. Episode 1, Season 11. Did you forget to play? I know what it's like to be in a dark place wondering where my kid is, who happens to be living 1,000 miles away in Austin, Texas at the time, or staying up waiting for my fiancé to come home from God knows what bar at 3 a.m. My life was like this. My fiancé lived in my head 24/7, and I couldn't shake the fear and worry, and half the time I was pissed off at her too, both of them at different times. Both of them, by that I mean my daughter and my fiancé, at different times. I couldn't break up with my daughter, but it was a different matter with my fiancé, and after I got my act together, having caught her in a big fat lie about whom she was with one weekend to be, quote, with family, neglecting to inform me that she was actually with an ex-boyfriend somewhere in the north woods of Wisconsin, I just let her borderline personality go. But I was in lust with her, and it was a lot more painful to part with her than I let on. But it had to be done. My emotions were in a dark place for a long time with her. I started with a great deal of hope, which turned to bitter disappointment after she fell from the pedestal I had created for her. I was so codependent I had no idea, but I was only 3 years sober when I met her and her 2 little kids, a boy of 5 and a girl of 4. My obsession with her clouded my thoughts with worry and resentment. My own sponsor in AA kicked me into Al-Anon. He said that if I kept up my obsession with her, it would lead me back to drinking. I listened to my sponsor and started attending the meetings, and one day, a woman in one of the Al-Anon meetings said, "You know, I was so wrapped up in my husband's behavior, I stopped taking care of myself, and I had forgotten how to play." So I ask all who suffer with a loved one in their family who has a substance abuse disorder, the polite and politically correct way to say addict or alcoholic, this question: have you forgotten how to play? We do forget that there is life beyond the desire to fix our loved one who's come down with SAD, substance abuse disorder, whose addiction is ripping the family apart. Some of us have found redemption by joining Al-Anon, who teaches us to start to take care of ourselves after having sacrificed so much to an illusion that we could fix an unfixable problem. One thing that I learned and put into practice after having shed the burden of the illusion, the myth, that I could do anything about my fiancé's disease was to learn how to play again. It was one of the most therapeutic things I have ever learned, really. Here's what play is. Anything you enjoy doing just for the joy of doing it. I enjoyed playing racquetball, and I enjoyed skating and playing hockey. You might just enjoy bouncing a basketball all by yourself or with a kid or a friend, or kicking a soccer ball, playing your guitar, a word game, or even solitaire online. Forget what it is as long as you play and forget everything else around you and be in the moment. Here's what it's going to do for you. 1, play puts you in the now, in the moment, and you cannot think about anything else. You just are, just playing and being in the moment. 2, play is a vacation from the thoughts in your head. Don't worry, they'll be there when you get back from your vacation. But you will find over time you enjoyed your vacation so much you'll want to go back there more and more. 3, you will realize that no matter what you do, the alcoholic or addict in your life will do whatever he or she wants to do anyway. So you might as well do some living in the meantime. 4, when you come back from your mental vacation, you will have a new perspective. You will have more creative solutions to bring to your other problems. 5, You will have given your mind a much-needed rest from the squirrel cage of the same dark thoughts going round and round and round. 6. The idea of playing will have you rediscover doing something that you love to do but put aside or forgot about. There is the story, 7. There is the story of the woman who had awakened to the memory of her painting and bought new paints and ended up painting a riot of colors and joy all day. This happened after she put down the rock she was needlessly carrying. So what did we learn about the value of play? 1, we who live with an addict or alcoholic in our life know what it is to live in a world filled with worry, fear, and resentment. 2, it's as if the sun has disappeared behind a dark cloud and we've forgotten what it was like to actually have fun and not feel guilty about it. 3, and then we learn, if we are lucky enough to discover Al-Anon or talk to an enlightened friend, that play is as important as his work to live a full life. 4, we learn that play can completely rejuvenate our souls and our minds, give us a vacation from our frenetic brain, and bring much welcome joy and creativity to our lives. And 5, this can happen whether our addicted loved one gets better or not, as we have come to realize we can only have power over ourselves and none whatsoever over the disorder. Our podcast is sponsored by SafeHouseRehab.com, a modern approach to recovery. To learn more, visit us at SafeHouseRehab.com.